You are tuned on to earGROUND, New Voices Amplified, and my name is King Boaz, the Royal Highness. And like I always do, I roll and speak to nobody but royalty all that time. If I'm not having a king, I am having a queen. But today, I have a king from the Volta region in Ghana, and it goes by the name Kudjoe Daze. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly, because I've been corrected many times the way we say all these names and it's wrong. Welcome to the show, my bro.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it is a pleasure, man, to have you. I have looked forward to having a chat with you after listening to your music, especially your track Hunnay, that we're going to be talking about later on, and hope also our listeners get to check it out. Yep. So let's start off with who's Kojo? How would you best describe yourself?
My full name is traditional Jason. Kudjoe Daze is my stage name. I'm from the Volta region of Ghana. I'm an Afro-Fusion singer, so I do a little bit of everything, but I fuse my high life with my my other genres that I love. For example, I'm a big R&B fan, so I
Yep.
fuse my high life Afrobeat, my R&B. So that's basically just Afro-Fusion. So
Yeah, all right. Awesome. Yeah. Let's talk about your upbringing, because I see, like, in your profile you have many different regions in Ghana, which also, like most African countries, are divided into those different parts. So how did this influence your upbringing? How did this shape who you are growing up in different parts of Ghana? And is there unity? Are people united on this? You're from that side, you're from that side. Like, are people able to work together on a daily basis with issues?
so for instance, I was born in the Western region,
Yeah.
and we moved to the Greater Accra region when it was time for me to start schooling. But I'm originally from the region, and it's been crazy. I mean, moving around, even in the Greater Accra region, we moved from city to city. I've been in Ashaiman, and now I'm in Labadi. So
Yeah.
it's it's been a bit of everything, and I think seeing life in different perspectives, meeting different people, understanding them understanding me has actually impacted a lot to me, because um my dad is a teacher. He's very strict.
Yeah.
Always wants to, so it's quite quite a tough childhood. But I can proudly say that I turned out okay, and my upbringing has been super good. My dad did a good job.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. So growing up in a family where your parent is a teacher, obviously they are pushing you towards education. Why not become a
Yeah.
teacher and become a musician? How did this come about? Where did the passion for music come about? What were the influences around that?
Oh, okay. So I started music, but I didn't actually think I'll be a musician in the
Yeah.
growing up. Most of my friends do music, but I didn't really pay mind to it. So I was in junior high school and I joined my church choir. I, it wasn't even something I really wanted to do, but I was forced and I joined. I realized I could actually sing. Before then, I wasn't giving any attention to my voice. I didn't even know I could sing. So I joined the choir. I realized I could sing. I naturally love writing, so I've been doing poems here and there. So writing music, it just kind of came naturally. I think joining the choir was like the awakening for me. So
Yeah.
realizing I could sing and I could write, I just had to find a way to put what I write into melody, and that was how music began.
Awesome. Yeah, it's interesting that it's kind of a story of most musicians that I started singing and performing at church, and that then
Yeah.
developed into an interest that you turn into a profession. Yeah. So you released your first project in 2018, which was the song Breakthrough. But before this, do you remember like the very first song that you sat down and said, let me write this, and can you still remember that particular track?
Nah, it's been long.
Yeah,
It's been years. You know, before then I was just doing a little bit of everything. I wasn't really writing like full or anything. It would just be okay, an idea pop into my head, and I
yeah,
try to see and sing with it or something. But it wasn't something I was doing. I released my first single. With that, I can remember like everything about it. But my
yeah,
first I wrote, I can
yeah.
remember.
Yeah, all right. We'll talk about breakthrough in a moment. But before we go to breakthrough, what was the music that was around you growing up? What type of sounds that you're listening to? Maybe musicians that stand out from your childhood, the soundtracks of your childhood.
Well, my dad is a huge reggae fan. So in the morning, he wakes up like 4:30. So by the time he's up, there's reggae in the house. On weekends, it's reggae from morning or whenever. So
Yeah,
growing up, I think reggae was like my first contact with music. He would play from Lucky Dube to Kocha, because my dad's nickname is actually Kocha. So he
yeah,
would play Lucky Dube, Kocha, Peter Touch, Bob Marley, a couple of Alpha Blondie, yeah. So he
yeah,
had like a cassette, yeah, like so he had like a cassette of all these artists he would play over and over. So reggae was like my first contact. But when I grew up a little and I started listening to like music on my own, when I had like a small MP3, I realized I was more into R&B. I was more into R&B, and then I a little bit of the high life, the hip life, and then now the Afro beat. So it has been a little bit of everything. So, but when I was growing up, the musicians that actually stood up for me the most were the reggae musicians because I knew their songs, I knew their
yeah,
names. I I
yeah.
realized one time I take the cassette, try to figure out where they are from, read about them, try to Google them and stuff like that. So it was the reggae artist that actually stood up for me, especially Lucky Dube, because his music was always on rotation in the house. So
Yeah. Yeah. So, what was the attitude of local artists? Like, who were the local artists in Ghana, and were they given the same attention with international stuff? Because looking back, for example, growing up in Zimbabwe, it was difficult to access most of our local what who are legends now. It was hard to access their music. We would listen to hip hop, reggae, like you say, R&B, and all sorts. Even our radios were filtered with all these international gems.
well, getting access to local music back then wasn't really difficult because it was always on the radio or they were showing videos on TV. We have like a very big music station here called Foresight TV. They
Yeah,
used to like show all these music videos, show a lot of Ghanaian content. So if you have a TV set, you have access to local music. And we had like VIP. I'm sure you know them because they were big in
yes,
Africa. They had all over. VIP, Castro. We had Obwo, Tic Tac. Like we had Tic Tac then. There were a couple of guys that were like really making waves here and then in other parts of Africa. So yeah, we had like good access to local music, and local musicians were like really big. They were like a really big deal.
awesome, awesome. Yeah, now let's come to you getting into the studio, getting behind that mic. First of all, the writing process, thinking about my name is going to be breakthrough. What does this song come from? Where does this song come from? What's the inspiration around this song? And how was the whole experience of writing this song? And also, how was the reception? How did people receive? Here is Kudjoe Daze with his first upcoming artist with the song Breakthrough. How was that? So I know it's a lot, but we're talking about the process of Breakthrough.
Yeah. So Breakthrough is it's a motivational song. It's a song I wrote to motivate myself. So when I wrote Breakthrough, I just finished senior high school, and most of my friends were going to universities and other colleges, but I wasn't going to school due to some other reasons then. But I had music, so I was like, okay, should I just focus on the music, or I should just in doing and then wait to like. But then I realized the pressure from people. Yo, when are you going back to school? Like, it was really terrible, and it got me really depressed. So I wrote Breakthrough to tell myself that okay, it might take a while, but my breakthrough gonna come in the years
Yeah.
to come. So I just put the whole thing into writing. So like the chorus goes like, see my breakthrough they come more. I've been living my life oh. Charlie, make you know though, make you happy yourself. It be God where they make man they shine oh. So I just told myself that in God's time everything would have been perfect for me, and I kept believing, and you're here now.
Yeah.
So that's basically everything breakthrough.
Awesome, awesome. After Breakthrough, you did not stop. Breakthrough actually did well on like the public received Breakthrough. The
Yeah.
media also did like take a keen interest in understanding who you were, where you were coming from with the song. And you have over 6 singles now and the 5-track EP, Takashi
Yeah.
and Grace. So maybe how has been the journey? Maybe let's talk about Takashi and Grace, the 5 EP, and from Breakthrough to where you are now. How has been the journey for you in the industry?
Well, the journey has been hectic. First off, I've been independent till now. I'm still independent. I found everything myself, with the help of some one or two people now.
Yep.
So big shout out to my brothers, Noble and Christian. Big shout out to Mr. Daisy. And then some of the bloggers that keep showing me love all the time. The journey crazy. It's not as glamorous as people see it to be on social media. Like there's a lot that goes on behind the scene before we put out a project. So the
Yep.
journey has been crazy. So now it's beginning to look better now. And now even the challenges are bigger now because now the dream is bigger. People want to see you on bigger platform, bigger stages, since you've already set like a high standard for yourself. So now the challenge is more. It's crazy.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to be talking about Hunnay a little bit later. But now let's look at the industry itself. And then after that, I would like to focus a bit on Takashi and Grace. You will have to tell me what Takashi and Grace is about and how did it come about. But before we get there, you saying you're independent, you are not signed. Is there a
Yes.
particular reason why you've decided to not to be signed? How is this better from being signed? Is this a deliberate decision, a calculated decision to say I wanna be indie and not be signed?
Well, I wouldn't say it's a calculated decision, but there are just events that happen that actually led to the indie decision. Because I've had a couple of offers. I even got an offer from the US
Yeah,
last year, December. But everyone that wants to invest in what you're doing, they already have an idea of what they want to do with your career. They have an idea of a sound they will sell you. And my principle has always been that if if you've seen this side of me and you think it's worth investing in, why don't you help me build it rather than trying to change me into a whole new thing? You get it? So you like my
yeah,
Afro-Fusion, think it's great. You want to invest, but now you want me to stop Afro-Fusion and do maybe hip hop or do full R&B, which I don't think I'm stronger because it took me a while to actually build myself with this genre to actually
Yeah.
perfect myself. So if you want me to switch to something else, brand myself in a certain way, wear certain things, talk in a certain way, which I'm not cool at, then we will have a problem. So labels
Yeah.
come, they always have their own agenda, and I'm I'm not the type that it's easily to walk over because I
Yeah.
actually took time to study this thing, learn how it works and everything. So maybe I'm just too hot-headed, or I don't know. But
Yeah.
when a good comes and the label sees my interest as their interest, they are fully
Yeah.
committed to pushing what I have built over the years. I think we will have a deal, but until then, we will just continue pushing in our smallest way.
Yeah, it's interesting because most of artists hubs in Africa have artists that don't want to be part of any labels. Maybe there is something that the labels need to maybe look into themselves and correct that, because we look at Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, South Africa. Most artists have gone indie, and some of their stories are actually out in the open to say we know what really happened. We know what they did to this particular person. All right. Enough about that. Let's look at artists themselves. Do you guys unite? Do you guys, as a Ghanaian artist, do you unite and manage to push your each other's stuff? Because I know, like, some countries, you don't even get a like from a fellow artist. You don't even get a share from a fellow artist. So it's very. I don't know why it's become okay not to support another person, because I think we look at each other as competition. How is it on this side?
Uh, Competition is healthy. Competition is everywhere. I've been fortunate to have like really supportive fan base. Both from industry and my friends, my family, and people that
Yeah,
love my music in general. I've been very fortunate to have that. So,
yeah,
and I don't really make friends with artists, just like you mentioned, competition, because nobody wants to share your stuff so that their fan base get to know about you. So
yeah,
if me, I'm going to be selfless and sharing your stuff all the time, and you are not putting mine up, I'll feel hurt. So we try as much to keep it, you know, fine
yeah,
between everyone, but the unity is there. It's growing. I mean, there was a time no artist will share another artist stuff, but with us, the new generation, we are trying to do away with that stereotype. We are trying to like support each other. If I have 5,000 followers, you have 3,000. I share mine to your my 5,000. You share yours to your 3,000. That's like 8,000 combined. It's a win-win for us. So with this new generation, we're trying to do away with that and then try to push each other. So I have a song today. My friend shares. My friend has a song next month. I also put it up. So we are trying in our own small way to support each other. I
yeah,
The competition is always gonna be there, but
yeah.
I wouldn't say that support. There's support actually. There's support. Yeah.
All right, awesome. Yeah, let's come and talk about. Let's go on to talk about the 5-track EP,
Yeah.
Takashi and Grace. Yeah.
Great.
What is this EP about, and how did it come about? What are the themes that you find in the songs that you decided to put out in this EP? That is your first EP, actually.
Yeah, that's my first EP. Um
Yeah.
so Takashi and Grace is in two teams. Right? So the first team is hard work. So Takashi just means hard work or the use of force or perseverance, consistency, never giving up. That's just Takashi. And then grace stands for the grace of God. So what I'm just saying is that if you work hard and the grace of God locates you, you will prosper. But you can actually work hard and you still won't get to where you are supposed to be if you don't involve God or you don't put yourself in a place where the favor of God will locate you. So Takashi and Grace is just hard work and the grace of God. So I'm just trying to tell people that maybe you see me here today, you might think, oh, maybe I got it easy, but it hasn't been easy at all. It has been a lot of hard work, a lot of sleepless nights. Because I remember the whole of last year, I think I slept more in the studio than I slept at home.
Yeah.
So, I'm just trying to put out that, oh, it's been hard work and the grace of God. Because without the grace of God, obviously, I wouldn't be here. I'm not where I want to be, but I see a lot of progress that I am grateful for. So I decided to put out the EP. So track one is gratitude, just like the title is.
Yeah.
I use that to um say thank you to God, myself, and the people that has been there for me. So if you
Yeah.
listen to the third verse, I I left that whole verse to mention names of people that have been there just to show
Yeah.
gratitude because gratitude is a must. You can't. No man is an island. Everybody needs help. So if people have been able to like spend time to share my music, listen to my music, post my song on blogs and all of that. I just need to say thank you to them. And then track two is titled Favor Me. So
Yeah.
favor me is basically me asking God to favor me and take me from this level to a higher level. And it featured one of like the most talented vocalist in the country. His name is Kojo Afro. You should check him out sometime. He's really,
Yeah.
really talented. He's one I always look to. Then track three is my story. So I'm just in track three, I'm just saying that if I tell you my story, if you know what I've been through, if you know how far I had to fight to get to this stage, you wouldn't envy me at all. So and then track four is the title EP Takashi and Grace, which I am saying that I've there's been lots of times that people have doubted me. People have said music is not for me. People have told me to quit. People have called me a whole lot of stuff, but I
Yeah.
only came this far because I worked hard and not succumb to the criticism, the naysaying, the doubt, and everything. And then track five is on God. Um, it's one of those special songs for me because it sums up everything I've said. So in track five, I'm just saying that I've asked God to favor me. I've said thank you to people. I've told people my story. So with the future, whatever the future holds for me, it's all up to God. So everything on God. That's just the whole EP.
Ah, awesome, awesome. Yeah, that sounds like a really well thought out EP. Yeah, I hope people will go out there and check it out. Takashi and Grace. Takashi, Takashi, and Grace, the Grace in English. Yeah. So one of your inspirations, or the greatest inspiration, you say it's your mom. You spoke about music being influenced by the music that your dad was playing, but you talk about your mom as your greatest inspiration. How did this come about? And also maybe speak about other inspirations, the things that make you tick, because you say you don't want to die poor, and then yeah, so that those two things, your mom and I don't want to die poor, you say those are the two greatest inspirations.
Yeah, so my mom is like my greatest inspiration because she has been through a lot. I've seen my mom do so many odd jobs just to make sure that I go to school, just to make sure that I have everything I need, just to make sure that I have like a sound place, I have like a good place to sleep. I've seen my mom do so much. I know like it's my mom, she's supposed to like do stuff for me, but I've seen her like work her ass off. Do It's crazy the kind of things I've seen my mom do for me and my kid brother. And my mom wasn't born in affluence or in wealth. My mom has never really tasted real well. So seeing her go that far for us, just something I would like to do for my kids. It inspires me to work harder, be a bigger person, so that when I have a family one day, they could also be proud of me for working my ass off for them. And the part about not dying broke, not being poor, yo, that's another motivation for me because I wasn't born in wealth. I've never tasted wealth in my life. Everything I have, I had to work 2 times, 3 times extra for it. So I want
Yeah.
to be in a position where I can give my kids, my family, my mom, my dad, my kid brother, everything that I have never had as a child. I want them to be comfortable. I want to work hard so that they can all be comfortable. So me, I don't want to be poor. I don't want to die broke. And I just want to give myself and my mom, everyone around me, the best of the best. Yeah.
Yeah, also you say you look up to artists like the great Stony Boy. We've been listening to Stony Boy feature with the Zimbabwean artist
Yeah.
recently. Been corrected many times how you're supposed to be pronouncing this name, but I know most people get it wrong. So you will correct me when you get to talk how we supposed to pronounce it. I used to say Sakodi because that's how I read it, whether I'm looking at it in English or from my language. But I understand it's a little bit different at the end there. And then King Promise and Fireboy. Those are the four guys that you put up and say these are people that I look up to. Maybe if you can break it down, just talk about one or two of them on how they influence who you are, what inspiration you get from these. First of all, how do I pronounce Sarkodie? Sarkodie.
Um, Sarkodie. Sarkodie.
Sarkodie.
Yes.
All right.
Sorry.
All right. Fine. Fine. Yeah.
So my musical influences, you have Sarkodie, Stoneboy, Can Promise, for like different reasons.
Yeah.
So Sarkodie for his brand, his longevity, and how he has been able to position himself at the top for like the past 10 years, both in Ghana and other parts of Africa. That's one, because he grew up in the same neighborhood I grew up. So he grew up in community 9. I grew up in Ashaiman. It's very close. And
Yeah.
if you see where we grew up, it's it's not a great place. There's there's nothing fancy there. You if you have a dream and you're in where or you stay or you grew up in where we grew up, it will look almost impossible. So for
Yeah.
him to be able to make it out of there, I feel like okay, I am motivated enough to also make it out. If he can, I can. And then there's Stoneboy too. Stoneboy actually grew up in the same hood I come from. So if he is able to make it out, I feel like then I can also make it. Plus, Stoneboy is one of the best lyricists in the whole of Africa, no caps. So when it comes to how he writes his music, his arrangements, and everything, it's one thing I really look up to. And Kim Promise is like the future, like he's the future. So his vocals are insane. That's one of the things I really like about him. His vocals are really, really crazy because in Promise it's like a demigod to me. He's one of the few that I really relate to. I like his music. Our musics are more like same. He sings more about love. Um more about love. So I really those are like my three biggest musical influences. There are other people, but those three are always on top of my list. So
All
that's
right.
it.
All right. Nice. Yeah. And then you recently were nominated for the Songwriter of the Year at the
Yeah,
recently Volta Music Awards,
music.
which is a really big deal. So how did this come about? Where were you when you had this news, and was this a surprise to you? And what has it changed for you in any way? Whether it's your
Well,
people.
so we said as I said earlier, I'm from the Volta region, but I wasn't born there. I didn't grow up there, so I always found it hard connecting with my people. So we were looking for a way to actually market my music to them. So when the nomination came and then we got nominated for Songwriter of the Year, it did a lot because then people go to the website, oh, who is this boy? who is he? They go check me out. Oh, okay, he's actually good, and he's from Volta. So the award, or the nomination, actually brought a lot of eyes to me. It got a lot of people paying attention to me. Even though we didn't win, we had like a radio tour in the region. We visited a couple of radio stations. We spoke. So the award show actually put me out there more in the Volta region. And as I'm speaking now, we have like a crazy fan base there. Uh,
Yeah.
I recently did a concert in November. I did a concert in the Volta region. The turn up was crazy. It rained that day. There was power out, and the people
Yeah.
still came out.
Ah,
So I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the people from my region. They've been really supportive. They, yo, when I released my EP, when we check the statistics, I mean, my EP has over 200,000 streams as at now,
yep.
and I boldly tell you that about 20% of that stream is from the Volta region. So
Awesome.
it's crazy. They bought my merch. They had like pull-ups erected in the region. Like it was crazy love. It was
Yeah.
love all over from Facebook, especially posting me. Like my notifs were blowing up. So I
Yep.
want to say a big thank you to the Volta region. They've been there for me since let's say 2020. They've been there for me till now. It's been one hell of a journey. I'm really looking forward to what we can do together this year, and they should just keep supporting.
Ah, awesome, awesome. All right. Yeah. The reason I got to know you is because of the song Honey. Yeah. I heard the song Honey and I was like, who's this guy from? Where's this guy from? And then I got a friend, Lincoln, who then linked me up with you. Yeah. So let's talk about the song Honey. You've been singing about God, you've been singing about your story, your struggles, and whatnot, but honey is about love. Does this come from the
Yeah.
fact that you fell in love? Is this something that comes from the fact that the struggles are now not as much? Now you can take out some honeys out, and then the song came about. So how does the song come about?
Okay, so Honey is big shout out to my producer, Eze Young. He's Nigerian, by the way. Big shout out to Mr. Daisy for executive producing Honey. He's based in Nottingham. He's in the UK. So Honey, it's about a boy that fell in love with a girl that is out of his league. So so it's a crazy story, but uh, I might tell you another time. But Honey is a beautiful song. It's a song that I had time to actually express my emotions because boys, we've been in and out of love along the way, and Honey is just one of those times
The
when
story.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah, we were trying to get it in there, but you know,
Yeah.
yeah, but Honey is beautiful. I urge everybody to check it out. Honey premiered on BBC Radio. It was crazy. I mean, it was it was something
Yeah.
unimaginable for me, for a young act like me getting my music on BBC, and Honey is doing a lot. I think we have like almost over 50,000 streams as of now. So Honey is being crazy. Honey is one of those songs that will actually make it to a lot of charts this year. We are steady with the promo. We are climbing charts letter by letter. By the end of the second month, we should be doing some good numbers. And Honey has been crazy. And big shout out to Lincoln. Lincoln has been really supportive. He is my manager in South Africa, so he tries to like help the brand over there get as much people in the south, in Zimbabwe, in South Africa, to actually get connected to my music. So if it wasn't for Lincoln, we wouldn't be having this interview. So I want to say a big shout out to him. And you were asking about collabs outside Africa, right? Outside
Yeah.
Ghana. So I have something with Michike. Michike is South African. Um, I've done something with Khalifa. He's Nigerian. Uh, I've done something with one Sony signed act in the US. I've done something with Mr. Daisy. He's in the UK as well. So we've worked on couple that are unreleased and some that are out there. But some two I can't really disclose because the deals are not over yet. So pardon me, I can't really mention names and stuff like that. But we've worked on a lot of music last year, a lot of big collabs coming up, a lot of visuals coming up. And I've got my first single coming out too. Hopefully in February, I'll be putting on my first single of the year. It's a crazy song. Link has listened to it. Maybe he might want to send it to you to also get your views on it. It's crazy. It's a mixture of R&B and Afrobeat. So to give it that R&B vibe and Afrobeat vibe. So it's crazy. You should watch out for it.
Ah, awesome, awesome. Yeah, thank you so much. Besides the single, is there anything that is planned for this year in terms of your music? The single is coming out in February, and is there anything else that is coming out later this year? And also, if it's not too much to ask, if you can maybe just give us a snippet before you go of Hunnay.
Oh, okay. I can give you a snippet of Honey. So this year, we'll be putting out about a couple of singles, let's say 4, 5, couple of visuals, and I'll be having my concert again this year. We haven't really got the logistics done yet, but I'll be having my concert again this year. So, wish you like you guys said. Okay, so you say you want a snippet of Honey, right?
Yes, please.
So, I've been working 9 to 5 for you. Diamonds and pearls for you. Nothing go change what I feel for you. I feel to work on a shit for you. I wanna see you smile for me. Baby, I'm loving your energy. When I dey sick, you my medicine. Me, I want to be your company. So be my honey. Yeah. So like that's just for Honey. They should go check it out.
Ah, awesome, awesome. That was the song, Hunnay. If you love anyone out of your league, there is this song. You might need to dedicate Hunnay from Kudjoe Daze right there. Thank you so much, my brother. It was a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. Big shout out to earGROUND. I'll be sure to tag you guys everywhere. We are sure to like disturb and everything. Thank you for having me. Big shout out to the people of Zimbabwe. Big shout out to earGROUND. Big shout out to your team. It's an honor to be on your platform. Thank you.
Thank you so much, man. That was earGROUND. King Boaz signing out. The king is going, and he says bye to kings and queens logged onto the show.